live streaming. Thanks everybody for jumping in. I see I'm live streaming to Periscope as well as Facebook Live. This is actually a video I'm recording for my online course, which is called Be Yourself, and it's a video that everyone's been asking me to do for a long time, and I just really haven't done it. Not because I don't love gear, but because I think gear is kind of subjective to the person. But I wanted to talk about the most important things that you need for live video, in my opinion. And then I'm going to show you what the gear is that I use. I have it all set up right here. And I'm going to walk you through kind of the gear that I have. Now, here's the caveat for you guys that are listening. I am not getting paid by any of these brands. Some of them sent me the gear for free. Some of them sent me the gear, like additional gear after I paid for gear. There's a wide range of gear here, but I'm only going to be talking about and sharing the gear that I use and I leverage. And so I want to start out by saying the most popular question that I get when it comes to live video is they say, Brian, what is the most important thing I need to know? Well, the most important thing for Facebook Live and Periscope is that you don't have a frog in your throat and you have to cough on microphone. No, just kidding. Most important piece is you need a smartphone, right? You need a smartphone. And if you guys know me, you're going to see on this episode that I actually have 5 smartphones that I'm going to be talking about. So I have 5 phones myself. And what I wanted to kind of share was I'm going to talk to you through kind of the gear that I'm using, and then I'm going to answer your questions. So let me get through some of these higher points, and then I want you guys to feed me questions. I'll be happy to answer them. So first and foremost, you don't need more than one phone. You need only one phone. I do recommend that you're going to want to have a device that is kind of newer than, iPhone 6 or newer. Mainly just because the front camera or the back camera will struggle. And thank you guys all for joining. Thank you for sharing this broadcast out. I really do appreciate it. So the first and most important part for me, in my opinion, is audio. Audio. Because if you guys can't hear me talking, if you can't hear the person, what they're talking about, it is not good. If there's wind, if they're too far away from their microphone, people will eject. If the video is grainy or maybe the video is jumping all around, people will be like, hey, as long as the audio is okay, I'll be fine. So I'm going to talk to you about the audio real quick. And so my very favorite, I think I'm going to start out by saying the reason live streaming is great is because anybody can live stream. The reason live streaming, there's a difference between people that are doing it really well and people that suck at doing it, is that people just aren't grasping the different levels. And so I firmly believe that a great version of using this, and what's up, Mike Chesworth? Thank you guys all for joining. The very easy thing you can do is actually what comes with your iPhone, because this actually has a microphone built into it. So surprisingly enough, you can go live from your phone just plugging this in, and you'll be very well off as far as using the microphone here, because there's less of a distance between you and the phone itself. Now, the nice part about these phones, if you're using an iPhone 7 or iPhone 7 Plus or the Samsung devices, they've actually set their microphones up so that they know when you're live streaming from the front camera or from the back camera, and they actually switch the audio microphone for you. Therefore, I do a lot of live streaming if I'm in my house like this, right? Just without even any microphone. But that means I know that there's not anybody screaming in the background. That means I know that there's no wind going on. So one of the first things that I ever bought was called the Rode smartLav Plus. And what the Rode smartLav Plus is it's a lavalier microphone that plugs into the bottom of your phone, and then you can tap here, right here on your lapel. Typical lav microphone. Now here's the problem with a lav microphone, and let me disconnect this thing real quick. The problem with a lav microphone is that you're only as good as you are close to your phone, right? Because if my phone is too far away, like the microphone cable is going to get here this long distance. So one of the things that I actually invested in is actually an extension cable for a lavalier lavalier, Rode lavalier. You can buy any lavalier. You just have to make sure that it plugs into your device. And this is part 2 of the problem, right? Because we all know that the new iPhone actually has a different adapter. So you have to make sure to have that adapter. So if you're gonna be holding your phone and live streaming, I recommend using the lavalier, right? The lavalier microphone. But what if you want to go a little bit further away, or you want to have someone else hold the phone or the device and broadcast you, right? You want them to be pointing the camera on you. There's 2 options that I've gone with. The first one is also from Rode, and it's this device here, the wireless lav. So that's what I'm doing, right? So the wireless lav is what I have right here in my hands. The nice part about the wireless lav is that the wireless lav actually allows you to put the battery pack on yourself and then hook this piece to the actual device itself. Now I'm going to talk about the mounts and things, but just so you guys know, this mount from iOgrapher actually allows me to mount this directly on top of the tripod. Therefore, I can do that. So people are asking me, what audio am I using right now? And so that's a good question as well, and I'll get to that in a second. The second one, and it's currently my favorite audio aspect that we have, is this one right here. And if you guys have seen this, this is if I had to recommend one tool, one audio tool right now that you want to invest in, I believe it's about $90, it's this Rode Boom directional microphone. And it plugs in. Of course, I have that adapter, right? So here, let's take a look here. Oh, why is that? So that's the adapter. And if you had an iPhone 6 or a Samsung, you plug it in. Or if you're like me and you have an iPhone 7, you put the adapter on. The great thing about this microphone is it's very directional. Therefore, everyone that's behind you, you won't get any sound coming from the behind you section. And then from the front of you, this gets you from a very far distance. I've gone as far as 6 feet away with 4 people sitting around and actually recorded for this. Another secret is I actually record this. I use this to record my podcast with Amy Schmidtauer, the Vlog Like a Boss. We'll plug Amy real quick. Woo! Vlog Like a Boss. And so I actually recorded my podcast interview using this microphone, Amy and I sitting next to each other. It was that high quality of audio, right? So I'm going to talk to you guys. And here's the thing, just so everybody knows. If you make sure you like this post, this Facebook post, or this Periscope, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share out all the links for all of this stuff for you guys to know the actual tools, right? So I'm glad you guys, there's the book. So the microphone, the one other microphone that I love is, let's say you want to be like, hey, I want to be a little bit more professional. I like this microphone right here it's from my friends over at MXL. And the reason I like it is it plugs directly into the bottom of my phone. Of course, I need the adapter. Or I can plug it in, this is my iPhone 6. So I can plug this directly into my phone, and it actually uses it as a directional microphone. Now I will warn you, MXL microphone, this one is very directional, so you want to have it pretty close. But just to give you an idea, I've interviewed the CDO of SAP, the CMO of IBM, the executives at Dell, all using this microphone right here, right? And this is also one that comes with kind of a short cable. So I do recommend getting the extended cable for if you're going to use a handheld microphone. The thing is, if you're doing it by yourself, I think the less distractions you have, the better. So audio is the most important, without question. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Audio, I believe, is the best piece. But what I just showed you, just to give you a price range, these headphones, which I like, which are the Apple ones, they come free with your phone. So this is the 1 scale. And then you can go up to about the $100 range, which is where the lavalier microphone is going to be at, where you're going to get the handheld microphone. You're going to go right about $100, and you're going to be able to spend money on this one, which is the directional one, which I said is my current favorite. And then the wireless one is a much higher price point. I believe it's like $300, $400. But the thing about audio is you just have to be aware that audio is the most important. And you guys asked, what audio am I using for this broadcast? Well, I'm actually broadcasting using my desktop and using a tool called Wirecast. So the one that I'm actually using for this broadcast is actually a Blue Yeti podcasting microphone that is directional. So you guys probably lost my voice a little bit there. So I actually use this microphone to record all of my videos. Woo! All right, we're back. So yeah, we lost sound. So I use the Blue Yeti microphone, which is a podcasting microphone right now. That's what I'm using for this recording, because it's great for, I can stand back here and you guys can still hear me. Now, when I record my podcast, I use this one, which is the Heil PR40, but I have to be this close to this one, right? So this is a very disruptive looking view. So when I'm recording my videos for IBM or my website or other things that I'm doing, I use this microphone right here, which is the Blue Yeti. Blue Yeti, I believe, ranges about $200 or so there. So that's kind of the audio side. But I said audio is the most important, but probably not. The most important is battery life and cell phone signal. And I told you guys I have 5 devices, right? 5 different devices. The thing about it is I have T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon. I don't think any of them are that much better than any of the other ones. T-Mobile is fast if you are in a T-Mobile friendly area. I prefer my AT&T phone that I've been grandfathered in forever with my iPhone, since I'm an original iPhone user. But the other thing with Wi-Fi signal and cell phone signal in general is you have to have battery life. Battery life is so damn important. Yes, external batteries. And so the external battery that I use, which I absolutely love, is from my friends over at Anker. And of course I have a Product Hunt sticker on there, but this is an Anker battery pack. And I've had ones, I've had the Mophie ones, I've had, I actually got this one from my friends, it's called a Power Stick. My friends over at Adobe sent me this. But I really love this power brick from Anker, because it actually charges my iPhone twice. And most importantly, let's look at this. What if you had to plug in 2 devices? What if you had to charge 2 things? Well, this one, if you can see, actually has 2 USB ports, allowing me to charge 2 devices at once. Really love this Anker pack. The crazy thing is, I've had this one, I have 3. This one I've had for 2 years, a year and a half, maybe a year, and it has not gone down at all. I went through a lot of Mophie battery packs fairly quickly, like after 4 months of use, the Mophie power packs went away, and that was a major problem. I love the Anker bricks. They're under $100, but I've actually found them on Amazon sometimes for $49.99, as cheap as that. The other nice thing is, I call it BYOC, bring your own cable. So when you're out at the bar, if someone has an Android cable, you can plug in your Android one. If someone has an iPhone cable, they can plug in your iPhone one. What's up, Alex Khan? So the charge brick, it takes me about 45 minutes for it to charge up, but it will last for a long time. The other secret is, when you're doing this and you're doing audio and you're broadcasting, one of the things I always tell everybody is, you want to know that you want to put the speaker, the butt of the iPhone, you want to put the butt of the iPhone near the loudspeaker that you want to broadcast to everyone else. What's up, Alex? And one of the problems I've always had is sometimes my power brick needs to sit on the floor, or my power brick needs to sit against the wall, or maybe I need to plug it into the wall. This cable saves my life all the time. And it's actually just from Apple. And it is just an extended long, look how long this thing is. It's an extended long iPhone charging cable. Now granted, we know how Apple cables are. Look at that. That's atrocious, isn't it? Like, I should do an infomercial for, like, my iPhone cable is gonna blow up. But this comes in really handy, because guess what else I've had to do? When I'm at let's say South by Southwest next time at dinner, we're gonna be sitting at dinner and someone's gonna be like, Brian, do you have a battery pack? And I'm gonna be like, sure, but I'm like, oh man, I need to charge my battery too. I give them this, they can plug their phone in, and I can sit far away from them and still plug my phone in. So having a long cable really works out really well. There's a wide range of bricks. This is the 16,000. So this is the PowerCore 16,000 for my friends at Anker. So I really love the Anker products. I've never had bad service. I've met the team over at Anker, actually exchanged emails recently with them. I really do recommend. I carry multiple battery packs, but having an extra battery pack is extremely important. This one is the PowerCore 1600. I believe they have a PowerCore 30 or 16,000. I think they have a 30,000 PowerCore now, and even one bigger that they're demonstrating at Summit Live this week as well. So pretty cool. Yes, you can take this on the airplane. I travel everywhere. It goes every single where, every place with me. Now I'm gonna go to the third thing. So we talked audio, we talked power. The two things that I don't leave my home without is my battery pack and my lens. You might be like, what? Your lens? So if you guys have seen me or if you follow me on Snapchat, I love the Olloclip lens. So this is the Olloclip lens. It actually clips directly on top of my iPhone. And this one actually has a fisheye side as well as a wide angle side. Because here's the thing, and let me explain to you. You know, when you're walking with your phone and you're talking and you're wanting to read comments, people don't like you to have your like nose hairs in their camera view while you're trying to read. So it helps to be able to stand back. The other nice thing is, let's say I'm facing it towards a stage and I want to record a keynote speaker. Well, you want to have the phone itself pretty close to the speaker because you want it to be loud enough for the audio. But when you're so close, you don't get to see the whole stage. That's where this comes in. It's a miracle. I don't leave home without it. And I want to show you, this is how much I love this Olloclip, is I still have 3 and 4 of them from my iPhone 6 and my iPhone 6 Plus. The nice thing is, if you have an iPhone 6 or iPhone 6 Plus, they actually have a product that this is what I use every single day. It actually clips over top of your case. This is called the Studio Case by Olloclip. And it actually clips over your case. I don't have a phone in there right now because I'm using my phones for everything else. But it clips on there. The only thing that made me very sad is that my friends at Olloclip, they didn't build this case for the iPhone 7. So I have to use my lens, this lens, I have to use it without the case on it. But small limitation, I actually will not leave the house without having these two things, my battery pack and my Olloclip. Now, so we've walked through kind of the 3 things. This is the fourth. I'm going to get to the fourth one in a minute, and then I'd love to take your questions. The fourth one is mounting your phone. Mounting your phone either on a tripod or in a way that actually allows it to do 2 things. It to be steady, and remember I talked about how important the audio is? Everybody puts their hand across the bottom of the iPhone. And you know what that sounds like whenever you put your hand across the bottom of the iPhone? That's what it sounds like. Because your natural thing is I don't want to drop my phone, so you put your finger down across the bottom, right? That can be a big nuisance. So I always recommend for people to use a tripod or a mount. And I'm going to show you a couple of those mounts. So right here, my friends at Arkon Mount, I actually have 3 of these. These are my favorite mounts. They're under $20. They're a table mount, and you might be wondering, like, Brian, why do you not want a full-size tripod? Here's the truth. Full-size tripod is just one more thing for me to carry. A full-size tripod needs a lot of space to set up, and you kind of look like a massive nuisance if you're streaming and you have to set up the full tripod. So I actually and I put this in my book bag, and I can screw on whatever mount I want to put on top of the phone. So I can mount this directly on, this on top of of my Arkon mount. So it's Arkon Mounts. It's like under $20. They're great shipping. The team over there, they're probably the most dedicated to the live streaming community of any of the tools that I'm talking about. Arkon does an amazing job for that. But let's say you don't want to hold a tripod, but you still want to be able to not have your hand on the bottom. Well, Olloclip, the people that made that lens, also made this little device that I actually love. And it's supposed to be like kind of like a poor man's gimbal. Let me show you it. So you guys can see that. Whoop. So what it allows me to do is I can adjust the handle. It's $50. I can adjust the handle, but the nice part is it allows me to keep it steady when I'm moving it up and down, and it keeps my hand off of the phone. And on top of that, you guys see this mount I'm using? This mount is actually part of the Olloclip setting. So it doesn't come with the microphone itself, but for $50, you get this setup right here that allows you to put your phone in, and if you're not using the gimbal, you can actually put this on top of a tripod, which is really cool, right? Because now I can mount this on top of a tripod. There's one other mount that I love as well, because part of the thing with the mounts that you really have to get a hold of is you want to make sure that when you're moving it and you're panning, you're not going all over the place, because audio is important, but if you make me seasick while I'm watching your video, it's really going to be a problem. And so Dave over at iOgrapher created this device. It was actually the first one that I ever got my hands on, and it's really nice. This is my iPhone 6 inside of the mount. It's nice because you can actually mount on, like I have my GoPro mounted on the top here. I could actually mount on this, and I could mount that audio equipment that I was talking about before. This is iOgrapher. It's from iOgrapher. They make it for all of the iPhone products, including your iPad. So they actually have one for your iPad. And the nice part is that it has handles. So when you want to pan back and forth, it allows you to pan back and forth fairly nicely. It also looks pretty professional. I've had multiple people come up to me and like, oh, I didn't want you to live stream me on your iPhone, but if you're using that device, like go for it. Like that's that professional. The other part that's really nice about it is, if you can see here on the front, it actually has a big old beveled lens. So I told you how much I love my Olloclip lens, right? Well, this has one built into the mount, and you don't have to do anything for it. And it comes with a couple different ones. So you can go fisheye, you can go macro, you can go micro. And so when you put your phone in, the camera lines up perfectly, and it's now taking advantage of that lens. And the lens is flush against the actual product. So this is from iOgrapher. They make it in all the different iPhone sizes as well as the iPad sizes. Really enjoy this one, especially because it looks professional. It allows you to mount on different sizes. I'm not sure here. Let me check the price real quick. I'm not sure iOgrapher. He also just came out with a book, Lights Camera Live, I think, or Lights Camera Action. Let's see, the cases are, I think, $50 or $60. So the cases are $60. It comes with this lens, and then you can buy a $20 tripod. So very cool, very professional looking. So let's recap this, and then I want to get to your questions. So here's what I talked about. Here's the recap to break it down for you guys. You don't need all of this crap. My mantra is press the damn button. And I do have an Android phone. The mounts that I was using, that I was talking about, the one from Olloclip does work with Android. So you guys can see that here. So those that were asking about Android, I have a tendency sometimes to forget to give love to my Android device. But so the thing is, you need to press the button. I always recommend for everyone, start out with no gear, right? Yes, and so if you use your S7 Edge, you can buy this mount and this, the gimbal from Olloclip for $50, and it will fit your Samsung device. So, like I said, just press the button and kind of roll with it. But as you're kind of increasing your use of it, and you start using these because you want to be closer to somebody, and then you decide, hey, I want to interview other people, and you pick up a microphone, and then eventually you're like, hey, I want other people to interview me, and you pick up a Rode mic. So audio is extremely important, without question, extremely important. The next, of course, I talked about was the Anker battery pack, which I absolutely love, because it doesn't matter how good your tripod is, it doesn't matter how good your audio is, or like your camera, like my web camera for some reason wasn't zooming. It doesn't matter how good any of that is. The problem is if your phone has no battery, you get no live stream. So battery is extremely important, just as important as signal strength. This one is 16,000 milliamps. It's called the PowerCore 16,000. I believe they have one all the way up to the PowerCore 30,000. So I said, then there was battery. Then I said you need to make sure that you have, I love lenses. And just to give you guys an idea, here, we're gonna do a quick test. I'm gonna hold my phone up to the thing, and I'm gonna show you this real quick. So that's me without my Olloclip, right? So you guys see that. And then I'm gonna stick the Olloclip on here. Oh, I stuck it on. Woo. That was not a good oh, I must have hit the phone. Oh, I'm in portrait mode. Thank you, iPhone. So let's look. Okay, look how far back I am, and then we take it off, and look how close it is, right? Far, close. I really love this product. I really love the Olloclip. It's carrying with me at all times. I have 4 of them. If you have an Android and you want to look at a lens like this, because Olloclip doesn't make one, Amazon has a bunch of different ones. My friends over at Marketo actually gave me this one, and it actually clips on top. So when I'm going live on my Android phone, I actually get to clip it right on top like this. And now it does the same thing as the other lens. So if you're Android, you can use this fisheye lens and clip on. They range from like $20 to $100. But I will say the Olloclip, from a reliability and just clear pictures and quality, is my favorite. And then last but not least is mounting. You want to make sure you have a tripod. You want to make sure that you have some kind of device to keep it mounted so that you're not jumping all over the place. So with that being said, those are the 4 keys: audio, battery, wide angle lens, and mounting. Those are my 4 key ones. So now I'm going to jump over and I'll take some of your guys' questions. I have Facebook Live going as well as Periscope going. I'm going to scan down. I think there are some questions here. All right. Hey, I'm recording this for my course, which is Be Yourself. So if you guys want to check out this course, go to beyourself.live. You're going to get everything from personal branding to storytelling to managing your digital footprint. And one of my bonus modules is giving everybody that's taking my course access to all of my live streaming secrets. But they also get how to build a strategy around live stream, which I'm not going to share with you guys on this one. Doing it. So guys, overall, if there's no other questions, just remember, going live from your phone you can do that. You don't need all of this gear. Just remember not to put your hand over the microphone, and also just be aware that the surrounding noise might make it hard for you to hear. And don't be afraid to plug in your headphones. And then if you want to start branching out, feel free to start branching out. But don't overdo it. I'm going to leave this broadcast with this. So many people will say, Brian, I want to do live streaming, but I don't have the right microphone, or I don't have an iOgrapher mount, or maybe I'm using an Android device and I don't have an Olloclip. You know what? Stop using technology and gear as an excuse. Press the damn button, test it out, try it out, and as you get used to it, start growing your equipment. Start with audio, then understand you want to have mounts and tripods, then get into the lenses, then you can get really fancy and get big diva lights like I have here. But I cannot stress enough, I don't talk about gear very often. You should follow Alex Pettit and Alex Kahn. Alex Pettit and Alex Kahn are they're the nicest Alexes on all of Periscope, and that's no offense to any of the other Alexes. But, and look at this. So if you guys are watching on Periscope, Dave from iOgrapher just said you guys will get 10% off if you use the discount code CREATE10. CREATE10 on iOgrapher. So check them out. You can use that, get 10% off. Thanks, Dave, for doing that. The other thing is, the 2 Alexes are the people to follow for gear. They talk about 360 cameras. They talk about the latest and greatest. I don't talk about gear a lot of times because I'm working with brands to build a strategy, to implement it. And I think when I talk about gear too much, I scare away the amateurs and I make the professionals feel like even if they suck on camera and they don't read the comments and they're assholes, that they can still be successful on live video. And I hate that, because the reason live video is powerful is anyone can do it. And if anyone can do it, that means you can do it. That means start now by pressing the damn button, getting used to the different things, and as you grow your gear, you'll start to figure out what you guys like as well. If you want to find out more about my course, it's called Be Yourself. beyourself.live. So the last one there is my friends over at .live, so the domain company. I'm a big fan of digital storytelling, and my domains actually help me tell my story. So you can go to isocialfans.live. You can go to beyourself.live, which is my course. If you want to see my podcast, go to fomofans.live. Or if you want to check out the live streaming gear and all of the different gadgets I've talked about, go to thinklikeafan.live. Because for me, everything is .live because I do everything live. Therefore, .live domains allow me to tell the story even more rather than having a .com. So check it out. Thanks so much, WebGirl, for dropping those in there. I highly recommend your course. Thank you so much. So yes, press the damn button. Be yourself. And guys, I appreciate you checking this out. I appreciate you checking out these brands. If you buy a product from there, even if you don't use my affiliate code, tag me on Twitter and say, hey, Brian, the information you gave me on Arkon or Anker or iOgrapher was really worth it, because not only does that make me look good to that brand, but it also reassures me that doing these kind of live streams every once in a while is worthwhile for you guys. With that, I'll leave you with my closing remarks. Go above and beyond to say thank you to those that watch your live videos, that share your live videos, that support you. You are nothing without a community that is sharing, engaging, and asking questions. And sometimes we forget that they're probably the most important weapon of all of live streaming. I thank all of you guys that listen to all of my shows, watch all of my live streams, and follow me everywhere. I couldn't do what I do without you. I hope you guys will show you care, go above and beyond, and let them know you care about them too. Cheers.